Welcome back to another episode of Spiritually Healing Podcast. First off, how's everyone feeling after last episode's talk about the awakening? But also, how have you guys been feeling overall? Drop in the comments, let me know how you feeling. How's the energy been? Have you been resting enough? Have you been drinking enough water? All that good stuff. Let me know, guys. But today, on episode 2 of Spiritually Healing Podcast, we are going to be talking about the dark night of the soul. Now, I know a lot of people have thrown that terminology around, the dark night of the soul, what it is it about. An overall synopsis of what it is and what we will be talking about throughout this episode is pretty much the part of the spiritual journey that no one really prepares us for. The part where everything feels heavy, confusing, and even lonely. But it's also where some of the most powerful transformations happen. In this episode, we're talking about the dark night of the soul, the deep emotional phase that often follows a spiritual awakening. It's the part that feels like things are falling apart, that feels like you're really in the dark, but really, they're just falling into place. Together, we'll discover and explore what that experience looks like and how do we move through that with compassion. And also, how we'll discover the light that eventually comes after the dark. You're not alone in this. We're all healing and we're all awakening together. So, just know we'll make it through. In this episode, we'll explore what the dark night of the soul really is, not just a buzzword, but a real inner shift. Why this phase shows up for many of us after awakening, how to hold space for yourself when everything feels uncertain, and signs that transformation and peace are beginning to bloom again. Now, diving into the part of the spiritual journey that no one tells us about, but we should know. A lot of people will use different terminologies, analogies, and storylines to really paint a picture of what the dark night of the soul is and where it leads us. And so I have my own perspective and even analogy for what that means. The dark night of the soul is like seeing yourself in a mirror. We're moving one way and that reflection is moving something completely different. This reflection is showing another side of us that we probably knew and even felt was there, but it didn't have a look or a definition of what it was or what it wanted. That reflection even has its own ego that we have yet to discover until we are experiencing that shift. Typically, dark night of the souls, this is triggered by loss, change, awakening, and or deep inner growth. I'll give this one example, and this happens very often, especially with how I like to put myself out there. I am a musician, I'm a sound healer, I'm an entertainer overall, I'm a financial professional as well, and I'm just a lover of all things beautiful and all things whole in this world. And so putting myself out there, especially when it comes to certain industries, it can be a lot because I start to see the different types of personalities within the industry and within certain environments. And now this definitely turns into more so a trial of my faith, a trial of the hill that I am standing on and who I believe myself to be when it comes to my music, when it comes to my life, period. And a lot of the times when I am in these different environments, it is a change, it is a whole different side of the coin where I have to put myself out there as authentically as I can. And some people will get it, some people I'll resonate with amazingly, and then others I won't. But then when it comes to the part of not resonating with certain individuals, that also can lead to looking at self as if, what's wrong with me? And maybe it's me that's not resonating with them. Maybe I'm the off one, but it's never that. It's never you being the off one. It's always you being on and open to the different aspects and the different faculties that you hold within yourself. The dark night of the soul can feel very heavy and unclear. And this is not a punishment, but more so a process. When it feels heavy and unclear, that is your sign to seek transparency and clarity from the Most High, from within yourself, and from the universe. The process can be very difficult because you're shedding a skin, you're shedding a layer of consciousness, right? And you're seeing yourself. It's like peeling the banana peel back and seeing there's a whole different type of texture inside this banana, you know? And even onions, there's different layers to the onion, right? And I guess I'll definitely use the Shrek analogy in a sense, but we have so many layers to ourselves, and when it comes to maneuvering through life and maneuvering through the different environments the people will meet and the different eras of who we are, it's really more so about seeing this dark night of the soul as something that shows you that you've made progress. You've made progress in your process to identifying who you are, identifying the shadows within yourself, and also realizing and recognizing that there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. Stripping away our old self to make space for who we're becoming. That's what it is. And it's important to have those, I call them farewell parties, to just a side of you that has grown, right? Has decided, you know what? This side of me, this perspective that I had was great for the time being, but now it's time for something different. Many of us will experience major awakenings after this. Breakups as well, losses, shifts. But the thing is, and here's a nice car analogy, you can't have a new car until you remove the old car that's in your driveway. So, your best self, the newer version of you, the expansive version of you, has to come in after you've removed the limited mindset that you've carried. Or it could even be a shadow that has lingered, that has blocked your success. It could have been self-sabotaging in a sense, you know, and I feel like we will go through that in our life, where there will be times we notice we have those egotistical traits that can self-sabotage, right? But it's all about being compassionate through the journey, through the process of the dark night of the soul, right? So it really can feel like you're disconnected from your usual sense of joy or purpose. I know for me, even with navigating different event spaces, different networking parties and opportunities, I always realize that I have to reconnect with self. And sometimes I'll have that feeling like, am I really on the right path? Am I really aligned with what it is that I want? But it's not that you're not aligned. It's just that you gotta process what you've aligned to and what is required of you in that moment. You know, we can question everything when it comes to that. Question everything that we once believed. And that's okay. It's okay to question. Because when you're asking questions, you're anticipating an answer. And the Most High, the universe, will answer for you. We just have to be open and receptive to it. And with the dark night of the soul, it can really feel as if everything is crumbling down. But just know, even if a foundation is broken down, you can build a new one so that a new form, a new establishment, a new home can be built. And through the emotional waves, the isolation, the emptiness, it can be a lot. But with the quiet moments that we have, that's when we'll gain more insight in between those moments, in between those waves. And when you gain that insight, write that down. Don't be afraid to keep that journal. I have a nice spiritual journal with me everywhere I go. It's a cute little notebook, right? She has a Bratz doll on her. She's purple and she's green. That's the heart chakra. That's the crown chakra. She has 5 flowers in her hair and 2 clips. And she's chewing bubblegum. No worries, no cares. She's being. You know, she's a baddie. And she enjoys her life. That's a message for somebody in there. I just had to throw that out. But you know, I feel like what we should know about this is that we're not broken. We're being renewed. Darkness doesn't mean failure. It means transformation. And we can allow ourselves to feel it without shame or rushing the process. Like even today, you know, I'm writing down my notes of what I want to say in this podcast episode, and I notice myself rushing and I'm writing fast, and like it can be like my handwriting, it's not bad, but it's not good when I rush it. And so I really had to tell myself, slow down. You know, where are we racing to? What are we really racing to? Right? Don't rush this process. Don't rush what it is I came here to do. Don't rush what I'm going to speak about. Really just be in it. And, you know, I had to meditate on that. I had to sit with that. Because in order for me to give you guys all of me and all of what spiritually healing means and what this podcast represents, I have to make sure I take my time with it. I have to give it as much love and care as I possibly can. And that goes with everything in our lives. We have to do that with ourselves first. Personal development, spiritual development, our career, our family. Let's flip that. Our family, our career. Because, you know, your loved ones. You have to love your family. You have to love the ones who love you. And the ones who love you, who have also experienced the dark night of the soul, and trust me, all of us experience it. It's just a matter of how you bounce back from it, how you bounce through it, how you work through it, how you move through it, what you gain from it. The ones around you who understand, the ones you pick as your family, those are the ones who are going to hold you down through it's a roller coaster. It's a ride. It's like riding a wave that, you don't know what kind of heights these waves are going to reach, but you just know you got your surfboard, and if you're a Lilo and Stitch fan like I am, you got Stitch on the back and you got Lilo hanging on too. And, we're riding through it because Ohana means family. Family means no one gets left behind or forgotten. The hibiscus flower can be very significant, by the way. And that word Ohana. So, now we discuss, how do we move through it? I did mention journaling, right? Journaling definitely does help. Writing out what you're feeling in that moment so you can see it and read it, right? When you hold on to the words that are lingering in your head, right? These subconscious thoughts that we have, and it's okay to overthink, but don't overthink to the detriment of what it is you're seeking to work through, right? Overthinking can cause stagnancy and procrastination. So journaling is the best bet when it comes to feeling as if everything is being torn down, when it comes to feeling like you're being shifted in a major uncomfortable way, when it feels like, maybe you need more rest, right? And that's another thing, rest more. When you are experiencing a dark night of the soul, you must rest. You need that sleep because your body is using so much energy to purge out, so it needs the energy to bring back in to refill. We're like batteries. We need to refill. We need to recharge. We need to rejuvenate. And when you're very empathetic, you need that times 10. Guys, when I tell you, like, anytime there's like a huge event, long weekends, long work weeks, I definitely need that recharge. Anything sociable. Like, I have such a beautiful social battery, but once it's gone, it's gone. And I'll sit there and you'll be like, yo, she's so weird. And it's like, yeah, I'm weird because my energy is at like -10 right now. I can't function. Like, I need to go home and go to sleep. But, at least I'm here, and you always gonna get a smile on my face. You never gonna see me mean mugging. You never gonna see me angry. You're gonna see me just smiling, trying to make by. Like, give me water, I'll be okay. Give me a snack, I'll be okay. But I'm doing my best. Another way to move through the dark night of the soul: cry about it. Legitly cry about it. Let some tears out, right? In your own private, comfortable bubble. When you feel overwhelmed, let the tears flow. Don't hold back, right? Because that is a form of release. And I know for me, and shout out to my Aries gang, yo, Aries, we do this. We will get that one good cry in, and that's all we need. Like, that's legitly all we need. In the past, I just needed one good cry a year. It's increased over time because I've started opening myself up to different energies and opening myself up to a different version of life. And so, I get that quarterly cry in. Quarter 1, get the one cry. Quarter 2, get another cry. Quarter 3, I'm crying again. Quarter 4, I'm crying once more. I need to clear out even more, because I have so much more that I'm doing. And if you relate to that and you resonate with that, that means, you have a lot that you embody, a lot that you are responsible for. And it is completely okay to get them quarterly cries in, you feel me? It's okay. Let the tears flow. The tears are beautiful. The tears are letting you know that you're alive, you're human, you have a heart. Some people don't have that. It can be a cold world out here, but when you do have that and you do feel that, just know you have the most beautiful, strongest heart out there. And your heart will lead you to the greatest places that you probably don't even see coming. And if you do see them coming, i.e. visions, prophecy, get ready for that, because that's all yours. No one can stop that. That's God's plan. Pray about it. Prayers always help. Send that call out into the universe when you need to talk. Send it out. The universe will listen. God will listen. Your ancestors, your angels, your spirit guides will listen. And they'll be like, I got you, boo. This is what we need you to do. And finally, meditate to let your soul breathe. Meditate meaning sitting in the quiet, allowing yourself to be present, focusing on your breathing. Tai Chi breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. Look, you could breathe any type of way you want to, right? Matter of fact, let's take a deep breath right here together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's get one more. That time I breathed through the nose. First time I breathed through the mouth. Another way to move through it: talk to someone who understands or has been through it. And not for nothing, guys, if you've listened this far, if there's ever any kind of thoughts that you have, any feelings you have throughout your dark night of the soul, feel free to anonymously let me know if you want to. I'll see if I could set up some sort of I'm sure they have a website where I'll be able to receive anonymous messages and just messages of people venting, right? But if you feel like you want to just send that out anonymously, send that to me and just have it just be out there and just release it to someone who understands, then let's let that be it. And if you guys want a response, I will respond. Because you're seen, you're heard, you're understood. We all go through it. But just remember, the light always returns. All right, guys. I think we got a lot of conversation out. However, we're all walking through different versions of this at different times. Different timelines, different shifts. Of course, the collective is going to feel the shift. We all move, but different variations, different times. I would love for you guys to reflect on this and even write it in the comments. What has my dark night been trying to show me? That's actually really powerful. I think I'll write in the comments myself what my dark night has been trying to show me. So episode 3 will be about signs and synchronicities when the universe starts to speak again. But as for now, guys, we are going to really tap into our beautiful messages. Oh, wait, before we tap into our messages, guys, so when I started doing shadow work, I did it on my own through journaling. However, I came across this beautiful being named Desiree Ligon, and she wrote a book called In the Shadows, Now What? Right? It's a complete journal and workbook to help you navigate through your shadow work. And let me read this dedication page. Okay. The dedication page says, "This journal is dedicated to my daughters as we navigate together, to all parents, teens, and adults navigating their shadows together or individually. May this journal inspire conversations, healing, and a deeper understanding of ourselves and each other. Bridge the gap." She has an infinity sign and a rose on this page, as well as a black butterfly. Check that out, guys. I will have her book linked in the description or in the comments, either one, but I'll definitely have that linked. Shout out to her. She's absolutely phenomenal. She's so strong. She loves shadow work. She expressed that to me when we sat down for one of my sound healing sessions, and it's definitely a pleasure knowing her. She's very realistic, very practical, and I love that about her, but she's also magical. So guys, check out that shadow work book. I also wanted to point out, I received a video from a friend, right? And this video was from the movie Aquila and the Bee. That may be very significant for you guys, but the video, she was reading out a quote from the book A Return to Love by Marianne Williamson, and she was reading Our Deepest Fear. So guys, I would love to read that to you right now. Our deepest fear. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same, as we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Marianne Williamson. That message is extremely powerful, and it resonates and relates to the dark night of the soul that I am currently in. Recognizing that power, to be as powerful as we are, to be as powerful as I am, I recognize that my light makes others feel comfortable to shine as well. And I want all of my superstars to shine. And I recognize that I must be proud of the light that I've been given from the Most High. Proud of how powerful I am. Because if I can make a difference, you can make a difference. And that means we can make a difference. And all we really need is love and light in this world. Of course, the darkness will come. But through the darkness, that's when we see ourselves the most. And that's when the light comes. Alright guys, so the numerology aspect of this thing, right? This whole shebang, this whole collective shift that we've been going through, right? If you have been seeing these angel numbers, this podcast, and the rest of the remaining of this podcast, the message may be for you. If you've been seeing the numbers 111, 222, 333, 444, 555, 1010, 777, and 1234, this message is for you. The Bible verse of the day is from Romans 8:11. And if the spirit of him who raised Jesus from the dead is living in you, he who raised Christ from the dead will also give life to your mortal bodies because of his spirit who lives in you. The Lord is our shepherd. Our body is the temple. We bring shelter to the Most High, and the Most High shelters us. That's powerful. Now, guys and gals, October 6th, which is the day I'm recording this, and October 7th, we have a full moon in Aries. Now, with Aries, that is all about the I am affirmation, right? Aries is all about self, who you are, where you have come from, your roots. But it is being selflessly selfish, in a sense where every move that you make is selfless. However, you're very selfish when it comes to giving to yourself, growing yourself. Because when it comes to being selfish with your energy, it's only when you need it the most. Because at the end of the day, we are born with ourselves. And typically, you go with yourself. If you're lucky enough, you can go with someone else. But to really dive into the embodiment of who you are and to give to yourself unconditionally, that is the mindset of Aries. The qualities that Aries holds is leadership, taking ownership of self and responsibilities. So, y'all, the full moon will be affecting these 4 signs, so pray for us, the cardinal signs: Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. Now, these signs are going to be pushed to take action and make moves in their life. And it's interesting because it's a super harvest full moon in Aries. And with super moons, they occur when the moon reaches fullness and a point to its orbit close to the earth. So the moon will appear bigger. And look, bigger is better, right? But astrologically speaking, this amplifies the energy. The harvest moon is a time of abundance, a moment to gather what we've grown and honor the prosperity already around us. Quote unquote, from Sober Magic by Sarah Potter. With the moon in Aries, the energy is bold and heart-centered, helping us to connect to our true desires and claim them with courage. This full moon amplifies prosperity work, making it perfect time to anchor abundance for ourselves and for the collective. And collective superstars, I will say this, it has definitely felt as if things have been extremely up in the air, but we have that beautiful line, that chain with our anchor to pull it down and ground ourselves and ground what it is that we've been creating, ground this new energy into existence without allowing anything to stop it, to distract us, to shift us in any way that does not serve us. Guys, that is my moon report. Currently, also the Schumann resonance has been spiking a lot lately. Earth's frequencies has been elevating, and there has been a major cleanse that has been happening. But with this cleanse, it's important to release, right? The cleanse is only here to remove things that are no longer befitting for us, right? So be mindful about your cleansing, be mindful about what you're consuming, keep drinking more water, and let's get our message in a mason jar. I will be shaking the mason jar off of the microphone because I realize nobody want to hear all that. So the message says, if you carry joy in your heart, you can heal at any moment. Wow. And now for our Starseed Oracle message. Superstars and starseeds, hold on to that wig. So the underlying theme of this week's oracle pull is star bathing, light body, crystal grid, transmission, activation. I remember we got that in the first episode, so we are still cleansing. We are still connected with the galaxy, connected with the universe, with this earth, and it's important to get outside, get under the stars, get under the moon, and charge all the way up. So the card pull for today is Earth Pulsing, Pulse of the Mother, Slow Down, Time in Nature. The earth is really calling us. She's like, I need you back. And in both images, in Earth Pulsing and in Star Bathing, both images show a soul just laying on the ground, and there's laying in a cosmos and laying in the physical ground of earth. So this is really telling me that right now there's a nice balance between, or there has to be a beautiful balance between the earth and the stars, right? We have to balance out our 3D with our 5D physical reality versus our spiritual reality, and find a beautiful in between, right? I'm going to read Earth Pulsing for you guys, and then I kind of want to just pull one more for what the in between looks like of Earth Pulsing and Star Bathing. So let's get into that. Earth Pulsing, Pulse of the Mother, Slow Down, Time in Nature. A mysterious pulse is woven through all of life. The planet itself has a rhythm. You can see it in the seasons and the tides. Guys, it is fall. It did just turn into fall, and daylight savings just happened on Sunday. In our world of artificial lighting, long working hours, and modern conveniences, it's easy for us to feel stuck and off kilter. It's time to reconnect with nature and surrender to the pulse of the earth. Earth Pulsing is my favorite tool for surrendering to the rhythmic pulse of Mother and the entire universe. It says download the Earth Pulsing meditation at www.starseedoracle.me.com. So guys, go check that out. Today, many of us are disconnected from the land beneath us. Somewhere along the way, a severing happened, a moment when it became too painful to stay connected. We feel unsupported and as if we don't belong. We look to other people in the external world to fill the void of the connection, holding and belonging once given to us by the earth. Taking, clutching, conquering, longing for others to receive us fully, as the mother once did, forgetting that she's still here, waiting for us to remember and activate the part of us that longs to receive her embrace. When you consciously connect with the earth, a veil is lifted, and she opens up and receives you more fully. You're able to drink from her sweet waters and release what no longer serves you. Stagnant energy falls away and you become connected to all things on the planet. So, starseed activation. Guys, I want you to put your hand over your heart and I want you to whisper the following or say it out loud, chant it, however you go about it. I surrender to the pulse of the mother. May my heart beat in unison with her. The numbers that can be significant here are 58 and 59. That breaks down to 13 and 14. So I pulled a card for the in between, the balance. What do we need to balance out? What is going to help us balance out to make sure we are properly grounding ourselves and connecting with the earth more fully and allowing our mother to really embrace us? So I pulled all paths lead home, inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. Now, the picturing kind of reflects a bit of Stonehenge, right, where they kind of have that that earthly external clock that if the sun shines between those rocks at a certain time, it'll tell you what time it is, right? What time it is on earth. Wow. And then the underlying energy for that is your life is a canvas, artist, manifestation, creative accountability. What's gonna balance you guys out, collective? My superstars, my star seeds. What's going to really balance you out is looking within yourself. Take time to do the things that feel good for you. Going back to the full moon in Aries, this is I am. It's about setting the schedule for you right now. And that is really going to help with the integration of all this energy that is happening this week. Be sure to follow your intuition. Follow your heart. Follow where you're led. Trust in yourself, trust in God, trust in the universe. Trust in Mother Earth, because she's going to carry you where you need to be carried. All right, guys, that is all we have for episode 2 of Spiritually Healing Podcasts. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tapping in. I appreciate your love, your support, your energy, and I hope that I was able to give you guys all of that back and then some. Have a great night or a great morning or a great day. Either way, peace.